Guys, there's something we have to talk about. Sunscreen. The sun gives us all life. Am I right? You're so happy. Sunsticks are having a moment, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. But the thing is, I don't think many people actually know how to use it correctly, and that is concerning because we don't want to think we have coverage. Meanwhile, the sun is attacking our youth. So I'm gonna specifically be talking about these 4-stick sunscreens today. They're all slightly different and some of them I've just seen everywhere, so your girl's curious. I'm gonna show you what it looks like IRL, how it applies, what it feels like, what the ingredients are, and how it reapplies. This is legit clown face. Oh my god, look. Before we jump into that fun stuff, let's just recap sunscreens and the different types. We're all familiar with the more lotion types of sunscreen, which I still believe are the best way as your first application, your main application when you put on all your skincare in the morning. And the general rule of thumb is that you have between 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of sunscreen for the face and the neck, otherwise known as the 2-finger rule. But make sure when you're applying lotions that it's really going from the palm of the finger all the way to the tip, and that will get us closest to the right amount. And you want to reapply your sunscreen every 90 minutes to about 2 hours because that is the general recommendation. So here is where stick sunscreens come into play, because it's kind of messy to like bring around a liquid sunscreen in your bag and like squirt it on your face, especially if you've been out and about and especially if you've been wearing makeup. Here are the children. We have the infamous Tocobo one that has been circling everywhere on TikTok and socials. I also got the CeraVe because I thought it'd be super interesting to try a drugstore brand, and we love CeraVe, don't we? Yes. And then A.H.C, because this brand has been around forever, and I actually think they're one of the first brands to come out with a sunstick. And then of course we have the Beauty of Joseon one that I mentioned, so I'll be comparing these new ones to what I tried with this. First, starting with Tocobo, the Cotton Sunstick. Now let's spend an intimate day with this one. So as I'm going to apply this on my face, I'm gonna share with you guys like the 4 rules that you need to know about sunsticks as you're applying it. And I got bit right here, it's so itchy. So before you go in to apply your sunscreen, you wanna actually warm it up on like a different part of your skin, especially if it's a fresh tube. And that way it will kind of like melt the different waxes and oils so that by the time we apply onto our face, it is nice and soft as it can be. And this also applies when you're reapplying, just to make sure there's no like leftover residue on the stick that gets onto the face again. Now, when you apply, you want to start from the middle and sweep outwards and upwards. I think of it as kind of like when you're doing a gua sha, because we don't want to drag it down, and then try to get as much layering as possible. Moustache. First impression, the cotton smell is actually not as potent as I thought. And look at that, it's actually full-on invisible. It also says that it's a clear formula, it leaves no white cast, so it's probably got chemical filters, and it's supposed to give a soft matte look. It's got the herb A.C complex as well as the anti-sebum P. That's 1 layer on the face. Don't forget down the neck as well. So now you might think, okay, done. Wrong, my friends. According to the American Academy of Dermatology, in order to get the SPF that's on the label, so in this case it's SPF 50, PA+++++, you need to make at least 4 passes over each area. And if you are doing just like that 1 layer, it could mean that you're only getting like SPF 10 or 15 coverage, which at least is still coverage, but it's definitely not giving you the 50 that it's designed and formulated to offer. This is like probably the most important thing about sunsticks that I don't think enough people talk about. So I'm just gonna go around and do that whole thing again. So while I do that, let me just talk about this application. It's actually really easy because it is quite small. It is a bit larger, like the stick, compared to the Beauty of Joseon, but it's still like manageable. And after the 4th layer, I'm gonna share with you the 4th tip. Very important. Do we see any white clumping? Ooh. Interesting. I feel it's actually quite sticky. Not like superly sticky, but I definitely feel like it's moving around on my face. Which leads me to the fourth and final tip for stick application, which is that after you apply the 4 layers, you want to go in with your fingers and work it into your skin just a little bit, because with a stick, you can't ensure that that stick is able to get to every crevice of your skin. You want to also just like sunscreen up all on this. This guy was $18. That is how much the Tocobo has. Reapplication time. Warm it up. You can see oil starting to leak out. Oh, can you see it's kind of matte? All my chin breakouts, it applied nicely. It doesn't seem to be moving my makeup around too much. 2 layers. Ew, now you can see a bit of grossness. I'm gonna show you this side. Wow, super oily. So that's the whole face. As you can see, it definitely does not mattify, but it leaves your skin still looking like skin. It has around 558 reviews and 4.6 rating. So because it's so similar to the Beauty of Joseon, it's wider and it's also taller. And I honestly really do enjoy this Beauty of Joseon one. It's like perfect for oily skin. I actually just want to show you what the Beauty of Joseon in comparison does to my skin. So you see, this is how oily it looks when I put the Beauty of Joseon on. Boom! Whoa! That is so lit. So it just depends on like what your skin type is and what you're looking for, but I would definitely prefer to have this as a touch-up for sunscreen throughout the day in the summers. Okay, now moving on to CeraVe. Who the heck even knew CeraVe had a stick sunscreen? Oh my god, it is so small. It's like a little fam of sunscreen. This just looks like chalk. Let me just like swatch this. Oh my god, it is white. What if I have to walk around looking like a clown all day? Honestly, this is the one I am kind of low-key most concerned about, just because I know it's mineral filters, which will give me more of that white cast. Not saying that's a bad thing. I just don't know how white it's gonna be. So here we go. Not bad. Whoa, wait, that is not bad. Nose, mustache, chin, neck. That is layer 1 and actually not bad. However, we must do another 3 layers, so we shall see. The film is starting to show. It's actually gliding on really smoothly and buttery and soft. So the texture itself is actually really not bad. But this is legit clown face. Oh my god. I can even see where it's like starting to like just move the actual product around as I'm applying it. Here, let me zoom up. Oh my god, okay. This is the only mineral formulation sun stick that I've come across, meaning that it uses zinc and titanium dioxide. And in general, mineral sunscreens are just better for sensitive skin, especially if you react badly to chemical sunscreens, and some people do, they bloat up like a pufferfish. My skin tone, you might not be able to tell. Oh, my hash browns are done. No, but you might not be able to tell my skin type, but it is olive undertone. And so these mineral sunscreens will really show up on my skin. That's that. And this one had 4,000 comments. There was also more than a 4-star rating on it. And it said that more than 10,000 purchases were made in the last month. And 2 interesting things about this one is that they say it's water resistant for up to 40 minutes and it's also kid safe. Reapplication time. I'm literally standing outside a train station, lol, because there's no quiet place in New York. I feel like this surprisingly has left my skin looking the most matte, but here we go. Oh my god, okay, this did not apply well, guys. Holy crap, do you see that? I actually think it's just pushing my makeup around. This one is a complete fail of a reapplication if you have makeup on. Do you see that? Oh my god, I have to stop right now. Ew, ew, ew. Oh god, I don't even want to touch it. What do I do? Oh, don't judge me, everyone. No one asked to see this, but yeah, that's not cute. Unfortunately, no to CeraVe if you want like an aesthetic application. Probably more for like beach days. We'll keep it for that. I'm literally traumatized. Not cute. For a sunscreen to have water resistant on the label, they actually have to put that specific sunscreen through a completely different type of test to verify that. So whether that's a lotion or a stick form, a spray form, whatever it is. Now the second thing is kid safe. So it might sound all well and good that this is safe for kids, but Chemist Confessions said there's actually no regulation that surrounds it.
They're not testing sunscreen on kids, they're not testing sunscreens on babies, and it really varies per brand. It's up to the brand to decide what warrants a sunscreen to be a kid sunscreen.
By the way, I'm really sorry to tell you, but you know those little UV cameras that people love? That actually doesn't tell you a whole lot, because especially with sunsticks, even when you put just one layer of that sunstick on, it will look on that camera as though you have full coverage, but actually it's not full coverage.
Also, if you're wondering, you can't see if you've applied enough sunscreen with a UV camera. Everything over 4 swipes looks around the same. So based on this, I really don't think a sunscreen stick is a great choice as your main form of sun protection if you're getting a lot of sun.
And then also Chemist Confessions was saying some of those UV cameras, they only show you UVA.
It actually doesn't show what you may think is the entire broad spectrum protection, and actually only shows UVA. So think about it for a second. That means that the SPF, UVB, is not covered in the video and pictures that you see.
So just keep that in mind if you have one, or if you see any like influencers using it. All right, now A.H.C. It's actually a Korean brand. I initially thought it was Japanese. I'm gonna say decades. They were probably one of the first brands that I ever saw to have sunscreen stick before sunscreen sticks were a thing. And you see this IR on the packaging? This is actually A.H.C.'s patented UV technology. IR is infrared, right? Yes. Today we're trying the A.H.C. The actual shape of this tube is quite ergonomic, like it fits nicely into the crevices of my face, although it is the chunkiest tube. That is the first layer. It doesn't feel sticky, it just feels like I put on my skincare. Now 3 more. It still feels really nice. Third layer. It's feeling a little thicker. Even the normal lotion sunscreens would leave my face feeling a little bit more sticky sometimes. So this is actually quite satin. So guys, that's 4 layers. Now we're gonna use our fingers. On the skin, it's completely invisible. Okay, so there's no white cast. It doesn't feel sticky. It gives your skin more of like this healthy skin-like glow. They have like 1,400 reviews with a 4.5 star rating. It sat like really nicely under the makeup today. Very nice, very nice. It is quite overcast today, but on the most overcast of days, still have to wear sunscreen. This is what it looks like about 2 hours after application. As you can see, my oily skin has gone to town. Reapplication time! Husband is personal tripod. Here we go. Babe, you're going lower every time. I'm gonna break my back. No whiteness. It's actually pretty smooth. Wow, maybe also because my skin is so oily that it just like makes it glide on. But hey, that looks so good for like a reapplication. Okay, this side.
Oh, I thought you were just saying happy.
And my pimpled forehead for some reason. Too much cheese. Did you apply?
No.
Ew, it's on your mustache. Would I recommend sharing your sunstick with someone? No, but when you get married, what's yours is mine. What's mine is mine. Just kidding. This one is $16.39 original price for 0.77 ounce. It's just a smidge cheaper than the Tocobo.
Come at me, son.
Okay, so we are now back home and I'm about to wash my face, so I thought I'd give you the roundup of what I think of the A.H.C. So through the midday application, it surprisingly was beautifully smooth. Didn't even like really move around my makeup. Like you can still kind of see my blush and everything, which is why I think I'm so impressed by it more than I initially thought I would be. So I think it sits beautifully to give you that really skin-like finish without being overly dewy and sticky, but it's definitely not mattifying like the Beauty of Joseon or the Tocobo one, which has a little bit more of that pore minimizing, blurring effect. What do you think? I want to know which ones are working for you, especially if you're like dry combination skin. I know Abib has like more glowy sun sticks. Supergoop also has their sun stick, but those I remember are just like way too kind of like greasy on my face. And if you're just not in the sun stick game, like share your thoughts on that as well with us. We'd love to hear it. And watch this video here if you want to know about more Korean skincare. These are the latest 5 brands that I've tried that I recommend to everyone. We have a podcast. Hope you guys can tune in there with Ro and I as we talk about life. And I'll see you all really soon. Bye!